And lastly, on Twitter earlier today, one of our listeners, Soderman, got in touch with me. And he was talking about the fact that at Nippissing University, which is here in Ontario, they are requiring students to own a Mac. And I thought, okay, well that sounds odd. I said, do you have a source for that? And then I thought to myself, well, fuck, let me Google that for you. I could probably figure that out myself. And so I went and looked, and sure enough, for their education students, their teacher, people who are there to become teachers, they have what's called the Mobile Learning iTeach experience. So Nippissing University is the home of the iTeach mobile learning program, which is the first pre-service teacher education program to fully integrate mobile education technology into the Bachelor of Education degree program experience. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't mind technology, and technology is a big part of student teachers now and all of that stuff. So what is iTeach? And they explain what it is and all of that stuff. Now, here's the key, though. As you scroll down, it says laptop choices, Apple Mac OS X versus Windows. Here's how the section goes. I'm going to try and sound like the Dean of Education, and I don't know who that is. All students are required to bring their own laptop for use in the B.Ed program. Should the student have an Apple Mac OS X laptop or a Windows operating system laptop? Ultimately, it is the student's choice in terms of make and model. The iTeach program has evolved to allow students to bring your own laptop device. As long as the device is reliable and performs effectively to meet the student's needs as a previous service teacher candidate in the teacher education program, the laptop technology requirement can be met. We highly recommend that students bring an Apple laptop, MacBook Pro, MacBook Air, into the program because of existing supports and services on campus for the Mac OS X devices. Since our program adopted Apple computer technology and then blah, 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 and then later on it goes, hence, we highly recommend that incoming students have an Apple laptop, new, used, or refurbished, for use of their B.Ed experience at Nippissing.
You know, fuck these guys.
Like, seriously,
you know, Ken Waller,
fuck.
You suck.
I'm not, well, I don't know. I don't know whether to blame him or not. He's the coordinator of the program. It's hard to say. Who knows? Ken Waller, you may not suck, but this idea sucks. That's all I'm saying.
I have no idea what I'm
Now, apparently, that highly recommend, what Soderman was trying to make clear to us is that he knew either somebody who was going there who said that this used to be required. It was required that you had an Apple laptop. And I guess they found out that they couldn't enforce it. So.
No, of course not, because they're really expensive.
Now they highly recommend. Oh, they're glad. I'm sure they're glad to write that into your tuition. Add like $6,000 to your tuition.
Well, this is the thing, right? Is that I suspect I smell a rat.
Here's the thing.
But essentially, it's like, yes, of course you could totally do that as long as you go and buy them from our computer store on site.
So here's the thing, Shane. I am a teacher in the province of Ontario. Mm-hmm. And they talk about what technologies do you have here. So the first technology is laptop computers. Interactive whiteboards, like smart. Have you ever used a smart board before?
Well, one where you like everything you had on the board, you print it off afterwards. But
here's the thing with a smart. Here's the thing with a smart board. In most courses in high school, they are absolutely fucking useless.
Oh, really?
When they brought them to our school board years ago, the school board that I work for, and they were paying like $10,000 a piece for these things, people were snatching them up, ordering them, and essentially using them as fucking screens. Like, it's supposed to be an interactive thing. You're supposed to calibrate, and you're supposed to be able to, use these specialized pens to write on them and move things around and all that shit. 95% of the time, if not 99% of the time, people use them as screens. And they pay a huge amount of money to use them as screens, which you can buy for $100 or put up on a wall.
That's lame.
It was absolutely ridiculous.
Lame.
Other technologies, tablets, digital document cameras, internet web-based cloud computing tools.
Digital document? What?
I don't know.
Digital document?
What is that, like
what?
OCR? Is that all that means? I don't know.
Apparently.
Internet web-based
just,
cloud computing tools. Personal response systems / clickers. Oh, you know what that is? That's like, oh, let's have the kids do a survey so we can see what they're thinking, you know. So which do you think? Which do you think is the interest? And you hand out a class set of clickers to people, and they click on. Ontario Ministry of Education software. Ooh. Open source software. Oh, good for them. They realize that free software can be a good thing. Presentation applications like Prezi, Keynote, and PowerPoint. Ontario report card software. Shit. Sorry. Just sneezing there. And lesson plan rubric software like Rubric Builder. You do not need a fucking Mac to do any of this shit.
Awesome.
It is absolute bullshit. It is absolute bullshit. I know almost every piece of software on here, every technology on here. You do not need a Mac. Absolute bullshit. Nippissing University is getting a fucking huge cut from this, and it's absolute crap. I teach in this province. I know. This ain't someone talking about who's just making this shit up. This is my world. You're stepping into my world now, okay? Anyway, I'm done. And so are the links, by the way. You have been listening to Dyscultured episode number 259. You can find all of our past episodes at dyscultured.com. Find us on Twitter at Dyscultured. And feel free to get in touch with us. Leave a comment there. We had the one comment last week. We don't get as many comments as we used to. We don't do the live show anymore. But we do appreciate everybody. And we had quite a few people submitting links over the past week and a half or so. So we do really appreciate people who do that. Thanks to everybody who did that. Thanks to all of you who are listening. Feel free to share the podcast with your friends. If you have a bunch of friends who are a bunch of cynical bastards like us, and they know that there's something wrong, but they just can't put their finger on it, we will tell them where to put that finger.